Since 2018, when I started this channel, I've made over 2,900 walking videos and live streams. Over the years, I've used a lot of different camera equipment, audio gear, gimbals, shoes. If you could think of something that you might need to make a walking video, chances are I've used it. So in this video, I'm going to show you the tech, gear, and equipment that I currently use to make walking videos and live streams, some of the stuff that I used to use, and a few things I received that I never used. You can't make a good walking video without a stabilized camera. And back when I started this channel, I bought a GoPro Hero 7 Black. And what I would do was attach it to my backpack strap and use the built-in stabilization to make these goofy hyperlapse videos that were often set to really bad music. But what really got this channel started was this little guy, the DJI Osmo Pocket. And its main party trick, aside from being quite small and discreet, something that I was really looking forward to in this camera, was the fact that it has this built-in 3-axis gimbal for stabilized footage. The sensor is quite small. It has poor autofocus, poor auto white balance. It's not great in low light. The microphone is actually pretty good. But overall, it was just a revelation at the time. This is what really got me started on this channel. I since owned a bunch of these, as I would use them in the rain and in the snow, and they wouldn't last very long. This is the only one I have left. But later that was replaced by the much improved Pocket 2. I think they no longer called this one the Osmo. And this one had a built-in control stick and a slightly better sensor, but the auto white balance and auto ISO and built-in color profiles were much better on this one. And I have 2 of these. I think I went through 4 or 5 of them in total, so I've still got 2 left. And then probably the most popular video or most popular camera for walking videos of all time, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Yes, they put the word Osmo back into the name. This one's actually kind of broken. The screen doesn't stay flipped. But I've been through a few of these. I've got 3 of them right now. I've got 2 of them here. Let's see if this one works. Yeah, this one, the screen works, but this one features a much bigger sensor. You can live stream with it even, use it as a webcam built in. It came with a wireless mic built in. Well, the Creator Edition did, but the low light performance is great. The video performance is great. Just everything about this thing is pretty fantastic. It is easily the best small sensored camera I've ever owned, and that includes the iPhone 15 Pro and my Galaxy S24 Ultra. This thing is awesome, and there's a reason why just about everyone uses it. As for live streaming, I started off using, I think, a Galaxy S8. Then I used a bunch of other Android phones, as well as a Galaxy S20 FE, which was my daily phone. Then I bought one of those just for live streaming. And then I bought an iPhone. This is the iPhone 12. This was the first ever iPhone I bought. I'm quite the Apple hater, as I have a MacBook Air in front of me. But yeah, this was a fantastic live streaming phone. It's since been retired from those duties, and I was using it as a webcam until I picked up the camera I'm recording this with. And now all I use it for is as a hotspotting device, which is kind of ironic since iOS devices are terrible for hotspotting, but as soon as I come across a spare Android phone, I'll be getting rid of the 12. And as for what I currently stream on, I stream with this, the iPhone 15 Pro. It's an excellent streaming device. The camera is excellent. The built-in stabilization is excellent. It works with the software that I need to stream in 4K at 60 frames per second. I can combine 3 different providers and bond them together. So really the only bugaboo is the battery life isn't that great. But all in all, it's a fantastic live streaming phone, and I have no plans on changing it. And oh yeah, there's the camera I'm recording this on, the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II. This is now my webcam and indoor recording cam, if that makes any sense. I've got a 1.8 16mm lens on there with a 1/8 black mist filter. And I'm recording this one in 4K 30. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing yet. So this one is in S-Log3 and I'm attempting, or I will be attempting to color grade it. So if it doesn't look too good, it's not the camera, it's me. I guess for lighting, I should also show off this Amaranth softbox. What's cool about this one is it folds up like an umbrella. So that's quite handy. And I've got a 130 watt cob light attached to a leaning stand. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing in that department. And I've got a few LED panels I can use as fill lights and that sort of thing. One thing that's more important than good video is good audio. And when I started making videos, I was just using the camera's built-in microphones. I then later started using wired lavalier mics, which I would record into a phone. And then when I got home, I would sync that with the video from the camera. And then I discovered these guys. This is the Rode Wireless Go 2. This was a pair of microphone transmitters as well as a receiving device, although I didn't really use the receiver. What I would do was just record the audio directly to this guy. That was kind of its party trick. So then I could just clip this onto me and record on it internally. And then when I got home, I could sync that to the video. So that was cool. You could also plug a lavalier mic into these. But then something better came along because this transmitter didn't really clip into a phone all that easy. And when you have a phone on a gimbal for live streaming, it was kind of awkward. So the DJI Mic 1 came out and I picked these up. And these ones, I don't have the wind muffs on them right now, but also had internal recording. And this guy, the receiver, would just plug nicely into a phone, so I could use these for live streaming and get high quality audio. So that was a big step forward. And then the DJI Pocket 3 came out, and they came with a DJI Mic 2, at least the Creator Combo did. And this one was even better because I could still record internally to it, but I could also record directly to the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So that eliminated the need for a receiver, so that was pretty awesome. And then the fine folks at Rode sent me their Wireless Pros, and this is what I use to record most of my videos today. I just think these are better quality. They have that same awkward transmitter or awkward receiver to attach to a smartphone, so I don't really use them for live streaming, but I use them for all my other videos. You'll notice I usually have this clipped onto me. They're quite handy. They have 32-bit float. I think the DJI Mic 2 does as well, which is just awesome. If you're recording audio internally to a device with 32-bit float, you're living a life of luxury. They have wind muffs built in. Again, you can plug lav mics into them. And I'm using one right now. It's kind of under my shirt to record this video. So I absolutely love the Rode Wireless Pro, but I still picked up this guy, the DJI Mic Mini. This one doesn't have internal recording, unfortunately, but it's really small and discreet. So usually I hook this up to the Pocket 3, and I also clip one of these onto me, so I make two audio recordings. And the reason for that is sometimes like a zipper or something will be flapping on one of the mic bodies, making like a ticking noise. On a windy day or out in the winter when you've got your winter coat on, that can happen. So it's nice having two audio tracks to choose from. And since I guess it counts as audio, if I'm editing on the road or it's noisy at home, I'll throw on my Bose Quiet Comfort noise canceling headphones. These are kind of my go-tos in the wintertime, and when I'm traveling, they are super awesome. I also have a pair of AirPods Pros, which I use with my S24 Ultra, so you might see me wearing these out in public. And these ones I don't really use anymore. These are my Sony LinkBuds S. And over there, off in the distance, I have a Shure MV7, which is a dynamic USB mic, which I use for live streams and any voiceovers and that sort of thing I need to do from the desk. So that is pretty much it for audio. As for gimbals and mounts, well, I've been through a whole lot of gimbals over the years, and these are the ones I have currently. I think this is the DJI Osmo Mobile SE. I'm not quite sure, but it's decent. It's fairly light. It does the job, but I don't really use it anymore because I've started using this one. This is the InstaFlow 2 Pro. It's got kind of a weird name, but it's got this mirrored surface on the back so you can flip it around and see what you're looking at. It telescopes, which is kind of cool for a gimbal. It's got a built-in tripod. You can charge your phone from the gimbal itself. There's a USB-C port up here, and there's another one down here to plug into the gimbal. So this one is pretty awesome. Although sometimes after I cut my nails, I can kind of struggle to get the tripod out, but there we go. But this is what I record my live streams with. It's easily my favorite gimbal of all time, and well, yeah, the phone attaches magnetically. That's kind of cool as well. I use this to mount a phone or my Osmo Pocket 3 to the car. I have a little adapter, which I don't know where it is for the Osmo Pocket 3. Also, I have phone mount adapters. I've got one right here on this chest mount. So this is what I use when I'm on a bike, just to mount a phone or mount the Osmo Pocket 3. This one is a Sane Top. I've never really heard of that brand, but ironically, it's better quality than the OG GoPro chest mount. So I've got both of those. And sometimes if I'm recording a parade or a festival and there's a big crowd and I want to get the camera up over everyone's head, I'll mount the Pocket 3 onto one of these. I'll just hold this up and I'll get a nice view. I'll probably be using this at the Due West Fest coming up and maybe the Pride Parade as well. But I think that's about it as far as gimbals and mounts go. I've got all kinds of things that I've never used, like head mounts. I don't use a backpack clip anymore. So yeah, these are at least the only ones I might actually use. So as for computer gear, I do most of my editing from the custom-built monster over there. So this is where I do most of my work. I've got two 27-inch 1440p monitors. The one on the right is 100 Hertz. The one in the middle is 180 Hertz, and it's quite color accurate in sRGB mode. And I've got a portrait monitor on the left. And there's the Sony in its webcam position. I've got a couple of key lights just for when I do any webcam or green screen stuff. And there's the computer I recently built. I went all AMD. That's got a Ryzen 9700X and an RX 9070 GPU. There's a ton of storage in there. The main drive is a 2 terabyte SanDisk NVMe drive. I've got a few more NVMe drives in there, an SSD, and a ton of mechanical storage. And there's a 16 terabyte external drive as well. And you may also notice a video game controller. But yeah, there's where I do most of my work. And I've got this collapsible green screen. It's quite messy behind it, but I can just push that right down. But yeah, there we go, the main computer setup. And I've got a couple more computers lurking behind the OLED here. That one on top is the old editing rig. That's got a 3060 and 5700G in it. I still need to find a new home for it, but just below it is my OBS server. So when I'm out live streaming, I send the signal to BellaBox, and then that gets relayed over to this computer, which uploads it to YouTube. I won't get too specific, but that just lets me stream with multiple providers in 4K quality, so it's a pretty good setup. And I can control it remotely from my other PC as well as my laptops. As far as laptops go for editing, I was using this Lenovo Slim Pro X. This is a Ryzen 6800HS, I think. It has 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage, an RTX 3050 card, a touchscreen. It's a pretty awesome laptop, but the battery life was kind of ass, and it was a little big and heavy. So I recently picked up a MacBook Air, an M4 Air, and I took it with me to Tokyo and Phuket and Thailand, and it did the trick. It worked well with editing stuff on DaVinci Resolve. My only hangups are Mac OS is just a gong show. I fucking hate it. And it's got this really janky 60 hertz screen that has a notch in it for some reason. And it also runs Mac OS, which, did I mention I don't like Mac OS? But yeah, those are my laptops. I started off with an HP. That one had an AMD APU in it, but I've given that one to my mom since then. So this is my current laptop. I guess this is my backup laptop, and I can guarantee you my next laptop will be a Windows machine. So for some gear that I use that isn't tech related, I have this cross-body bag. I actually got this from Lululemon of all places. I tend to use this one during the warmer months. It holds my Pocket 3 camera and audio gear and backup batteries and that sort of thing. And what's nice about it is I can clip the microphones onto the strap while I'm recording. So it's a really nice place to put those. And I like this enough, and I noticed some backpacks in the store when I bought it. So when it was time for a new backpack, I picked up this 22-liter Lululemon bag, which is excellent. It's got multiple places to put shit on the front. It's got lots of storage inside. It has a dedicated laptop pouch. And there's a few other pouches inside where you can put your keys and that sort of thing. And it's super comfortable. Put a water bottle on one side, umbrella on the other. So this is really just an excellent backpack for pretty much everything. It even has a strap to go on your carry-on luggage. So I use this when I travel, or if I ever have to bring a lot of stuff with me, or if I'm going to the grocery store, but this has been pretty excellent. The most important gear, for me at least, are my shoes. I average 15, 20,000 steps a day. Some days I push 25, 30, or even more. And I shudder to think that I used to wear something like this back when I worked in the financial district. These things look utterly sadistic. Look how narrow they are. It's kind of cruel to think someone would actually shove a foot into that thing. And these are caked in dust, and I never cleaned the salt off of them. It's been that long since I've worn them. I just keep them in case a special occasion arises, I guess. I just haven't had a need to wear them, but I no longer wear shoes like this. Everything I wear is barefoot or minimalist. As you'll see, these I switched to maybe 2 or 3 years ago. These are my favorite all-time shoes. These are Vivos, and just like a good pair of barefoot shoes, they are nice and wide. In other words, foot-shaped. The heel and the toe are at the same height. I think it's idiotic that people are walking around with their heel raised over the toe. They have no arch support whatsoever, which is really good for developing strong feet. Arch support is really just a band-aid to correct years of wearing improperly fitting shoes. At least that's my theory about them. So yeah, they're super lightweight. They're super comfortable. They're super flexible. These ones I've worn on a few trips overseas, and I used to wear them around the city, but lately they've just been my workout shoes. So they're kind of enjoying a bit of a relaxing semi-retirement. But of my current shoes, the pair I wear the most, oh, they're over there. They're these, another barefoot shoe brand. These are Zeros. I bought these ones in Canada. Again, nice wide toe box. These ones just kind of color match just about anything. I've got another pair of Zeros. I bought these ones in Bangkok. And what's important is all of these shoes I could easily go walk 20, 30,000 steps in one go in and not feel any discomfort at all. Another kind of shoes I like to wear are Ultra. They're basically barefoot shoes with padding or with cushion, if that makes sense. I have these Ultra Lone Peaks. Again, 0 drop, heel and toe are the same height. They've got treads, so if I'm doing any type of ravine or trail walking, I'll tend to wear these. They're ridiculously comfortable. I've also got these ones, which I wore today, and they are soaking wet. These are the Ultra Escalante 3s. These things are, again, remarkably comfortable. They're kind of like slapping a couple of mattresses on your feet, though. They're quite jarring after wearing barefoot shoes. But again, they're 0 drop, wide toe box. I also have the Ultra Escalante 4s. I just started wearing these, but I've worked them into the rotation. Super awesome shoes. And in the wintertime, I switched to wearing these 0 barefoot, I guess you could call them boots. They're super lightweight, they're quite warm, and they're waterproof. So these are kind of like the ultimate winter shoe in Canada. We don't get a whole lot of snow, but these things are ridiculously comfortable. You can wear them pretty much through any conditions in the winter. They've got good tread, so I cannot recommend these enough. I think they're Alpines, but yeah, now I've got a big pile of shoes to clean up. But I no longer wear shoes where the heel is elevated or the toe box is narrow. My feet have actually been getting wider, which is kind of cool to see. Yeah, it's good not to punish your feet in narrow shoes that do more harm than good. So that's it as far as clothing or gear goes in terms of what I use for this channel. So that's it for everything that I use or have used. I have a few things that were sent to me that I haven't used. This is a pretty beefy gimbal, and this company sent me an Coco or AI Coco live streaming camera, and I agreed to make a live stream with it and put the link to the camera down in the description, and they sent it to me and I tested it and it was terrible, and I complained that, or I let them know that it's not very good without any type of stabilization. So they sent me this gimbal. I gave it a go and it still wasn't very good. So I emailed them and said, can I just send you this back? I don't think I'm going to be able to show your product in a good light. And for some reason, I received another one. This one is still sealed. I'm still waiting on seeing if they want me to send this back to them or not. So yeah, this was maybe a good idea, but didn't really work that well. Someone also sent me this point of view phone holder, which is really annoying, but the idea was to put it around your neck, and that way I could read the chat while I live stream. I never use that. I've been sent some other things as well. One thing I did return to the company, so I don't have it with me. And as far as tracking my fitness, this is something I use in the stuff I don't use part of the video. Oh well, this is the fitness watch or smartwatch that I use, since people ask me. It's the Amazfit. I don't know, GTR3. The battery life lasts a long time. I can customize the notifications I get on it. The screen's really good. The fitness tracking's really good. It's pretty cheap, so this is what I use for that. Now this is the part of the video where every YouTuber will say, if you want to purchase any of this stuff, click the link down in the description, and it'll usually be an Amazon affiliate link or something like that. Well, we're not too fond of Amazon in Canada these days, so what I'll do, if I remember to, is I'll put a link to a lot of that stuff down in the description. It will be an affiliate link, but if you can shop local, especially if you're in Canada, and find that stuff not through Amazon, please do so. We've got a lot of great electronic shops and camera shops in Toronto, and people that sell alternatives to some of these things if you can't find the exact thing. So yeah, just something to keep in mind, but I will put links to them down in the description. Anyways, it is bloody late. This took me a lot longer to make than I thought. So thank you so much for bearing with me and sitting through this. And yes, I did notice the fill light off to the side went out at some point. So the lighting is not going to be very consistent. And I'm not looking back, we're looking forward to going back and color grading this monstrosity of a video, but I hope it doesn't look like shit, but it probably will. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I've got an Instagram account, which I rarely update, at Johnny Strides. And there's a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. As I always say, I will catch you on the next one. I do say that? I don't think I do. Anyways, yoink.